A man is arrested in California. His record: homicides, armed robbery, assault. He's deported. A few months later, he's back. Not through an airport. Not by chance. He's back because the organization he belongs to has no borders, no headquarters, no CEO you can arrest to bring the whole system down. For more than 50 years, American authorities have been fighting a war against street gangs. Thousands of arrests. Entire federal laws written just to dismantle them. And yet, right now, they're more deeply rooted than ever. How did a movement born in 2 or 3 neighborhoods of Los Angeles end up spreading across 40 US states? That's the question we're about to answer. Together. Los Angeles, late 1960s. In a neighborhood marked by poverty and the absence of protection, a teenager forms a group to defend himself. He doesn't know it yet, but he's just created the most infamous street organization in American history, the Crips. In response, in the surrounding neighborhoods, another organization forms to stand against them, the Bloods. One color against another, blue against red. What starts as a story of neighborhood protection becomes, within just a few years, a parallel economic system. Territory becomes currency. Every street under control means guaranteed money. And very quickly, this model doesn't stay in Los Angeles. It replicates. Like a virus, it jumps from city to city, reproduces, mutates, adapts to every new territory. Today, the numbers are staggering. One of these organizations alone is now active in 41 US states, in Canada, as far as Belize. More than 30,000 members recorded on US soil alone. But that's only part of the equation, because thousands of miles from Los Angeles, another story had already begun. In a neighborhood of migrants, fleeing a civil war in Central America. Out of that community came an organization that would become one of the most feared on the planet, Mara Salvatrucha, MS-13. A structure so vast it now operates across 2 continents, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, the United States, all the way to Spain. And the same chilling question keeps coming back. How do you stop an organization that has no capital? Here's what most people don't understand. These organizations don't survive because of violence. Violence is only the visible consequence. They survive through a far quieter mechanism, a far more effective one: belonging. In a neighborhood where the state is absent, where schools fail, where families are broken, where no protection exists, a gang doesn't look like a threat. It looks like an answer, an identity, a substitute family, a promise of protection in a world that offers none. That's why this system can't be killed with arrest alone. Arrest one member and the gap he leaves will be filled within days. Because as long as the conditions that create that need for belonging still exist, the demand never disappears. In the first weeks of this year, federal authorities announced a striking number. More than 7,000 gang members arrested across the country in just 12 months. On paper, a historic victory. But look closer at the case files and a different picture emerges. Men convicted of homicide, released years earlier, then arrested again. Gang members from at least 6 different countries, operating on US soil at the very same time. Crips, Bloods, MS-13. And a newer organization, younger, more mobile, that has embedded itself at a staggering speed in recent years, Tren de Aragua, originally from Venezuela. These aren't relics of the past, they're living systems. Still recruiting, still reorganizing, crossing borders faster than the laws meant to stop them. Every generation of law enforcement believes it has found the final solution. And every generation of gangs proves them wrong. So here's the truth few documentaries dare to say. Gangs aren't just criminal organizations. their parallel societies, with their own rules, their own codes, their own justice, their own economy. Entire territories in the heart of America's largest cities where the laws that apply first aren't the states, they're the streets. And it's precisely this parallel structure that makes them impossible to eradicate through arrests alone. You can cut off the head of an organization. You cannot cut off a need. The need for protection, the need for belonging, the need to survive in neighborhoods America abandoned decades ago. As long as that void exists, someone, somewhere, will be ready to fill it. So the next time you hear about a historic crackdown, a massive arrest operation, a declared victory against American gangs, ask yourself one question. Who fills the gap tomorrow morning? Because this war isn't won on the streets. It's won or lost years earlier. In an overcrowded classroom, in a broken home, in a neighborhood no one ever bothered to save. America's gangs haven't survived 50 years of crackdowns because they're invincible. They've survived because no one ever extinguished the reason they exist.